In Ohio, 1995, young Natasha Romanoff plays with her later to be known in the movie as her adopted sister Yelena Belova, until Yelena scrapes her knee. They go to their mother Melina Vostokov, who tends to the wound. Later, Father Alexei Shostakov comes home and tells Melina they have to leave. They take the girls to a hangar where they prepare to board a plane before a team of SHIELD agents pursue them. Alexei shoots at them while Melina tries to get the plane moving. She is shot, so Natasha must move up and take the controls while Alexei hangs on the wing. They manage to get the agents to crash in all different directions before flying out of there. Alexei meets with a man named Drakov when the four arrive in Cuba, where Melina receives medical attention. To defend Yelena, Natasha swipes a gun from one soldier, demonstrating her courage. Both girls are tranquilized and taken in a truck after the men note that the girl has guts. A montage follows, showing Natasha and Yelena as well as dozens of other kidnapped girls being taken to the Red Room, where harsh training shapes them into powerful, fearless Black Widows. 21 years later, Natasha has violated the Sokovia Accords and is on the run. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross and his men are closing in on her location. Ross attempts to talk to Natasha, but she is determined not to go quietly and manages to escape before Ross can catch up to her. In Morocco, an older Yelena has her eyes on a target, Oksana. She finds her on foot, pursues Oksana, and stabs her in the gut. Following this, she sprays Yelena with synthetic red gas called red dust that appears to break her free of mind control. She realizes that she just killed a close friend of hers. She recovers the remaining gas from her body and removes a tracker from her body. Drakov learns of this when Yelena's signal is lost, so he dispatches his super assassin, Taskmaster, to locate her. When Natasha moves to Norway, she meets her contact, Rick Mason, who supplies her with passports and other items. She is also sent a mysterious package. During that night, Natasha runs low on fuel and heads to the bridge to get more, only for Taskmaster to ambush her. Although Natasha attempts to fight the assassin, Taskmaster can mimic her moves and defend themselves quickly. Taskmaster attempts to grab Natasha's package, but she already grabbed it before Taskmaster throws her off the bridge. Natasha finds that it is red dust, along with pictures of her and Yelena as children. As Natasha reaches Yelena's house, she engages in a fight until they call a truce before strangling each other. As well as Yelena sharing, she has come across a synthetic gas called red dust that breaks the widows from their mind control. Yelena also tells her that the Red Room is still active, despite Natasha believing it had been destroyed when she thought she killed Drakov. Yelena mentions Drakov's daughter just before several Black Widows come after them. The two run out of the building and topple a tower as Natasha has to shake one widow off as she falls to the ground. When Natasha gets down to the widow, she tells Natasha that Drakov is forcing her to do this, just before Drakov has the widow kill herself. As Natasha and Yelena are trying to escape, Taskmaster appears and pursues them through the streets. They steal a car and drive as fast as they can, but Taskmaster fires an explosive arrow, sending the car into the subway. Despite Taskmaster following a trail of blood coming from Yelena's arm, Natasha and Yelena diverted Taskmaster from their path as they hid. As Yelena tends to her arm, she brings up how Natasha believes she killed Drakov at the cost of his daughter Antonia when she worked for SHIELD. As she kept watch outside his office, Antonia entered the building. Although Antonia was inside, Natasha said yes to an agent who asked if it was okay to execute Drakov despite Antonia being there. Natasha has been haunted by this ever since. While grabbing supplies and drinks, Natasha and Yelena reminisce about the past, with Yelena mentioning the fake family they were raised in and the training they went through. To bring down Drakov and the Red Room for good, they know they must get assistance. Natasha contacts Rick again, and he arranges a plane for her and Yelena. While incarcerated, Alexei arm wrestled other prisoners and told them about his role as the Red Guardian, Russia's only super soldier. Alexei tells the others about his battle with Captain America, but another inmate thinks it is a lie, so Alexei breaks his hand. When Natasha and Yelena fly over the facility, the alarms go off. Using his strength, Alexei breaks out of the building, but the guards follow him and try to attack the plane. While Yelena fires a grenade at a tower, Natasha descends and engages in combat with the guards. In the end, Natasha is able to grab Alexei in time despite an avalanche burying the facility. While Alexei and Yelena aren't particularly happy to see Alexei since he and Melina lied to them when they were children about being their parents, he tells them that Melina might know where to find Dreykov. During their rough landing, the three encounter a pig farm where Melina is controlling pigs through mind control. Later on we find out that Melina isn't a mother or a housewife as she posed to Natasha and Yelena growing up, but she is actually a scientist and an ex-Red Room operative who has been through the Black Widow program 4 times. She reunites with her former fake family, and Alexei flirts openly with her, which grosses out Natasha and Yelena. When he tries on his old Red Guardian outfit, he struggles due to his weight gain over the years. As Natasha says that nothing from their past is real, things become tense. Yelena is brought to tears because she believed their family existed. Later, Melina tells Natasha that her birth mother was relentlessly searching for her until Dreykov had her killed. At the same time, Alexei tries to continue being a father figure to Yelena, although she is still too angry at him until he sings American Pie, which was her favorite song when they lived in Ohio. Moments later, Dreykov's agents arrive, having been contacted by Melina. They subdue Natasha, Yelena, and Alexei before being taken away. The Red Room is located in an aerial base for the utmost discretion. Melina is brought to Dreykov, despite being disguised as Natasha. In order to free herself and Alexei, she staged a plan with Melina back at the house, with Melina taking Natasha's place in the prison cell, since she knows how to open the doors. In order to free herself, Yelena almost has her head cut open before Melina talks to her via an earpiece to give her a blade. Meanwhile, Dreykov reveals several things to Natasha. Firstly, he reveals that he has protected himself with a pheromone that prevents any Black Widow from attacking him, as the pheromone creates a fatherly bond between him and the Black Widows. Then he brings out Taskmaster, who is revealed to be Dreykov's daughter, Antonia, who was believed to have been killed in the explosion that supposedly killed Dreykov, but she survived with disfigurements and is now mind-controlled by her father into being the perfect assassin. He then shows Natasha the files of all the girls around the world that he has mind-controlled. Melina blows up an engine in the Red Room when confronted by guards, sending several guards falling, as well as causing the entire facility to tumble. Alexei fights Antonia, Yelena and Melina battle the guard. According to Melina's advice, Natasha breaks her nose against Dreykov's desk in order to block out the pheromone, allowing her to attack him. He brings in other widows to attack Natasha as he makes his getaway, but Yelena sends the red dust to the room, blowing it up and breaking their mind control. During the escape, the Red Room becomes increasingly crumbling, prompting everyone to flee. Alexei and Melina escape, unable to wait for Natasha and Yelena. Dreykov and his guards board their getaway craft, but Yelena jams electric batons into the turbine, causing the ship to explode and blow up Dreykov and his guards. Yelena is thrown from the impact, but Natasha reaches her just in time to give her a parachute. As soon as they land on the ground, Antonia catches up to Natasha and fights her. After opening her helmet, Natasha sprays red dust at Antonia, freeing her from her father's control. Yelena, Alexei, Melina, and the other widows meet Natasha and take her in for recovery. Natasha bids farewell to her former family, while Ross and his team begin to move towards the location. A couple weeks later, Natasha has blonde hair and meets up with Rick again. She will help break the Avengers out of prison and reunite with her family. Post-credits scene. It is now 2024. Yelena takes her new dog to Natasha's grave following her sacrifice in Endgame. As she mourns her sister, she is greeted by Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who has taken Yelena under her wing. She gives Yelena a file on her next target, the one who is supposed to be responsible for Natasha's death, Hawkeye. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help a channel out. Thank you for watching.